Okay, this is the video for week 5. I'm gonna have to walk myself through it because I don't really remember what the hell I was doing. We went over mean, median, mode, and standard deviation, how to create this table here, and also how to create a chart. I believe this is a frequency distribution. I can't remember for the life of me how to do it, so I'm just going to recreate it. So basically we pulled group culture 1 from the data set. We created our bin. A bin is basically an extra column that gives us our scale. So for example, this ID column are the managers. Manager 1, manager 2, manager 3. Manager 1 answered 3, which is neutral on a Likert scale. And our bin is basically, the way I think of it, is the bin of answers. That's where we're telling the computer or Excel to pull from. So to do our mean, the way this went was basically you create a section, mean, and let's say I want the mean of group culture 1, this group of answers, right? Okay, so I go back and I copy, and I can also control shift down arrow, and it'll take me to the very last one, which is 275. Alright, and now I go to, that didn't work. Alright, so I do equal sign AV until average pops up. Double click average. Now I go to group culture, or I don't necessarily, yeah, I go to group culture, control shift down. Okay, it went to 275 again. Go back up. 2 close parentheses. Hit enter. Okay, 1 close parenthesis, and it gives me the mean right there. So basically, I can also play with it. Go home. I can expand the decibels if I want, or I could back them down, like so. Okay, so that's how we do the mean. The median is pretty simple. We do median. Okay, we go over, we do equal sign. Actually, no parentheses. We do equal sign MED until median pops up. We double click on median. We go back, shift control arrow key down. Go back up, close parenthesis, hit enter, and we get a median. And let's say we want to keep the decimal points even. We see here the mean is 3.57. We only have a median of 4. We go back to our numbers up here, and we can expand it out. Okay, we want to do mode. We do equal sign MODE. Okay, now we go back over here, control shift down, close parenthesis, enter. Our mode is 4, same deal, we want to make it match. We'll bring it back. Now we want to do standard deviation. Equal sign STDEV dot S, or it's not really giving me dot S on this. This is an older version. Alright, control shift down. We go back up, close parenthesis, enter. We now have our standard deviation. Now this is a long decimal. We want to bring it back. So we bring it back, and there we are. Now let's say we don't want to do this by hand. Let's say we want to create a chart like this. So what we would do is, see if I remember how to do this. Okay, we go to data analysis tool, which is up there. Okay. We go to hit data analysis, we get another pop-up that comes up. We want to choose descriptive statistics. We hit OK. Now our input range, we hit this little arrow here, and we go over here. We start with group culture, shift control down. We hit the little arrow again. We make sure that if we highlight a label, we have to check this box as labels in first row so it doesn't count it. Alright, now we need to do an output range, which is basically where we want this information to go. So again, we put our little arrow, and we can choose our output range right here. Anywhere really, doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, and let's say we want summary statistics. Meaning we want all these extras. We hit OK. And now it's just giving us our summary, but we got really, really long, you know, super long numbers, so we want to back that down. We go back to home, and we're gonna, whoopsies, I think we just do this. Alright, you highlight it, you go back home. Okay, now you got them all even. Now you back them down to where you want. And there we are. We've backed it down to where we want. The frequency table isn't, it's a little bit the same. Okay, so basically frequency table, we go back to data analysis. We want to go, instead of descriptive statistics, we want to go to histogram. We hit OK. We go ahead and do our input range, which is our arrow. Okay, we go back to our group cult, shift control arrow down. Okay, we want to check our box for labels. We want to do our bin range, which is, you know, our bank of answers, possible answers. So we already have our bin over here. There's our bin. We highlight, control shift down, do our little arrow again. Alright, and we want our output range, again, is where we are putting our information once we have it. So I'm going to give us a little room on this one. I'm going to put our output range right there. Okay. Alright, so we hit OK. And we have our bin and our frequency, which, as you can see, matches the one I did earlier. So let's undo that. We don't need to do that. Okay. Alright, so let's say we wanted to add a chart with that. Let me just delete this. Delete. Okay, so we go back to data analysis. Histogram, hit OK. It kept our input and our output, and our input, our bin, and our output and labels, but we want to do a chart output. So we hit OK. And now, as you can see, it has popped out the histogram and the bin. Alright, so that's one way to do it. I don't really remember how I got to frequency here. It's not really telling me how I got to it, but that's okay. I think, let me play with it. Frequency. Okay, so I highlighted that. Let me go to insert, data. Let's insert. Okay, I'm not sure that that's correct. I don't really remember how I did that. Frequency. How the hell did I do frequency? I don't remember how I did frequency. Insert, chart. I don't remember how I did frequency. Alright, moving on. So now we've done that. Okay. So we've done our histogram. This is sheet 2 from week 5. Let's go back to view. Let's go back to 100% so I can see what the hell I'm doing. So basically, we were going over these different things. We created a bin. All right, so we wanted to do frequency tables for each thing, and then we were analyzing the number of answers. So anything that had importance. So for example, on week 5, it asked rank the first 10 variables of section 1 with regard to their importance to residents. Importance is supposed to be measured based on the percentage of respondents who state that an issue was important or very important. So, you know, basically the answers 2 and 3 include the word important. So we're going to include, so this is important, this is very important. So we were going to include both. So the breakdown of that is, did I finish it? I did finish it. So basically, to do a frequency table, all I would have to do is, let's say I want to do a frequency table on fighting, shift control go down. Okay, hold on. Shift control down, 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 down. All right. Okay. Sam, stop, stop, stop. All right. I think I did that too soon. Wait a minute. Okay. Sam, stop. All right. We go back to data, data analysis, histogram. Okay. We're changing. We're going to our sheet. So fighting against illegal whatever would be our histogram. And I can tell where I'm at because of the numbers over here. All right, now we want to do our bin range. I'm going to change the bin range. Okay, our bin range is right here. Okay, go down. Okay. We're including labels. We want our output. Where am I putting my output? I'm going to put my output. I'm going to put my output right here. Okay. All right, and I want chart output. So we're going to go okay. So now it just popped out my frequency table. Okay, and a histogram to match. Okay. So let's say I need to compare these. So what I would do is, so first equal sign, SUM. I'm going to pull down these two. Close parenthesis, enter. Okay, don't do too close. Okay. So let's say I want to do the percentage. So I'm going to do equal sign, click this. Okay, and I'm going to divide it over the amount of responses that I know I have, which is 1035. I'm going to hit enter. Gives me a decimal point. Now I want to do a percent. I just go to home and I click percent, and now I have 89%. And it breaks it down for me. Alright, so that's how we do that. I don't really remember how to get to this frequency thing, but I don't think it really matters. I really don't think it matters. I don't know why I broke it up that way, maybe because of the small numbers. Anyway, you can also change the title of this if you want. You know, instead of doing histogram, you can do frequency. So that is for week 5, going over descriptive statistics, mean, median, modes, standard deviation, how to put charts in, change things to percentages, and until next time.